now.
All
Look at
right.
our little matchy computers.
I think we're live. I think we're live, guys.
Yay.
What's going on? We're opening the Q&A app. Oh, wow. All right, we've already got some questions. Well, Holly. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's important. We're going to tweet out this link, guys. I'm going to try. Okay, I hope I didn't close that window. No. Okay, we're good. We're good. Hey, guys, what's going on? I am tweeting out the link for the Google Hangout right now.
I'll steal it from you.
Okay. No. How did you guys like it? Did you enjoy yourself? Did you enjoy yourself, Holly?
I know that my levels of enjoyment changed on like how tired I looked on the screen. I was looking at us in some of the scenes, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like we looked so tired.
We were really
like
super...
when we're in the rooms, we're just like, "Oh."
Yeah, it was really. We were super exhausted because we were going so fast, and I think that probably led to why we were so like weepy at the end of the show.
Oh, I know. Poor Jessica. She was just like, "Nope, it's tears o'clock."
It was tears o'clock. But it was also, like, such a huge relief. Like, just, first of all, it was a huge relief to get off the stage because we're like, oh, my God, we did it.
Yeah, and we didn't mess up at all, which I thought for sure we were just going to fall off.
There were so many parts, and we didn't even, like, we knew an idea of what we were doing, but we honestly didn't know what the layout of the stage was.
And us in the park was us actually practicing.
We were actually practicing in the park. Aw, all right. Let's,
I'm tweeting.
We've already got 32 viewers.
Yay.
We have a buttload of questions, guys. What's going on? Oh, that's sweet. It's funny because I've gotten this one a couple times about me being Pepper Potts, the rescue armor. I would love to do that. That'd be super fun.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, but it's an endeavor.
Hey.
It is an endeavor that I have to start out.
You just come on over and make some rescue armor.
All right, fuck it. I'll do that. I'm like, we have a Labyrinth of Jareth is this weekend, and I decided like 2 days ago that I'm going to be Navi, and so
oh my gosh,
I'm doing it kind of like Holly and Jessica style, where I'm just buying a bunch of pieces and then adding to it and fucking around and stuff.
That will be good.
Yes,
you should. That will be
fun.
Definitely good.
All right, let's see. We've got. Let's see what
if I go to Labyrinth, I'm going to wear my Captain Hook costume.
Oh my god, the Labyrinth so bad. For those who are watching, Labyrinth is like this really freaking cool masquerade.
If I can't find my tickets, do they still have the tickets?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they still have tickets. They still have tickets available, and if you pay a little extra, you get to go to a tea party.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
of course.
It's amazing. We're trying to get Katie George and Ricky up in here. Jessica can't be here because she's currently in London.
I know. She's so
working.
Fancy.
I know. She's probably having some real tea and like scones and clotted cream. That's the first thing I do when I get to England. I'm like, I'm going to have some scones and clotted cream.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what's going on. Oh, Holly gave me these little sandworm arm warmers that I love. They're awesome.
They're adorable. They're made by someone in Columbia, Missouri. At the convention I was at. They're very cute.
So cute.
I know. She was making them like right there. I was like, I don't even know how to do them.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
I should not be looking at Twitter while I'm on Google Hangout. And like is a return. Let me know if the stream is laggy, and hopefully that won't be a problem. I do have a lot of windows open because I am a window hoarder. You know what? I'm gonna quit one of these.
Oh my god, there's so many.
Do you see how many windows I've got? I'm quitting. Hopefully those windows will stay.
Always not messing around with windows.
I don't play around with windows. Oh yes, of course. Okay, Ricky, what I need is Katie George. I'm sorry, I need that email again. If you could email me. Actually, let me see if I've got it because I gotta get. Because we're professional here.
Well, it's a live stream. Got ourselves some slack.
Aha! I found it. Okay. We're going to add Miss Katie George. Katie George ATL at, oops, I just gave her email away. Oops. Sorry, Katie. Invite. Aha! Hopefully that should work. Okay. All right. Well, look. What I think we should talk about is our experience doing this show. I really wish Jessica was here.
I know. She's in London. Let her have her British For British time.
Her Brit time. So overall, the experience was really overwhelming. It was very tiring. We did, if you look at the conventions we went to, they were all in the span of like a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So that should give you an idea. We get questions all the time like, how long do you have to make these costumes? We genuinely have like 4 days to make the costumes because we'll fly out and we fly back on like Monday and then we have to leave on Thursday or Friday. And then not only that, they're filming. So, you know, we have to get all our supplies and we don't sleep. We very rarely eat. We're at the mercy of the show. And still, I seriously mean this when I say that it was this season, maybe not necessarily last season, but this season was one of the most awesome experiences of my life. It was so insane, but I had so much fun with you and Jessica. And when Michelle came out, I had so much fun with Michelle. And, you know, it really was a crazy experience. I mean, like, no cosplayers have had this experience before. Like, they've had, like, crunch time and crazy time, but, like, this was a whole, we experienced this, and no one else has experienced this.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's Project Runway, I guess.
Yeah.
But
it's just different. It's like, it was very different from the Comic-Con documentary, which we did before this show. Like, that was very, like, docu-style. Like,
yeah.
That was very, like, they didn't ask, like, they did sometimes would ask us to repeat things. But it was just, like, this was very different. This was more like summer camp. This was like cosplay summer camp.
Yeah, it was. It was like, oh, look, we've got Katie George.
Yay.
I'm not sure what's going on. I hope that you guys can still see us. Let's see if this is working. She is silent. This is confusing. Katie George. Katie George.
Can you hear us?
Yes! We can hear you. Yay!
But we have to make sure that one of us is being watched properly. Let me see. I hope you guys can see okay.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if this will work.
Makes your teeth look white. It's funny is that I think I'm white because the white of my second screen.
I'm trying to open cameraman here.
Cameraman.
Hopefully it works this time.
I know.
You had one job, cameraman. One job.
Jessica's here. Why doesn't she?
Oh,
she's not
there we
asleep.
go.
Jessica's not asleep. Can we invite Jessica?
Let me see if we can invite.
It's got 22 upvotes of dumb bots. I'm not asleep. You were supposed to go to bed, Jessica.
What are you doing?
She said just invite her. Don't invite that one.
Oh, okay.
She said that before. All right.
I closed that.
Invite. Aha! Hopefully that will work too. I am not really good at camera manning, so we're going to go back and forth.
You did an awesome job last time.
It's complicated. It's too complicated. I'm not good at going back and forth. I like it when Google knows what it's doing, but it's not. It has no idea what it's doing right now.
Do you think it's because my camera's weird and like it's like off, like you can't like see people the way that yours is so clear?
No, I think it's just lighting. We have the same. I have a feeling we have the same camera. I'm just. Who's that?
Oh, someone got.
But it might be too
cute. Yeah. My face. People getting married.
People get married.
Just being happy, and I'm just like, you guys want to see some costumes?
Yeah, okay, costumes with my cousins. Here's a question that we can't really answer, but I'm going to select it anyway. Are you guys doing another season because we want to watch one? That is really sweet that somebody would say that to us.
It's happening right now.
We're making a season right now. We're literally on my computer making the next season. I'll show you guys my Navi costume, which is going to be done in 3 days, so it's not completely...
Hey, listen!
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see your Navi costume.
I'm making Claire Max be my link.
Uh-oh, Jessica can't see your thing. Oh, your link? That's adorable.
Yes.
Try inviting Jessica again. Just like click her.
We're like, oh, so excited for season 2, and I was like, do you know something that I don't know?
What's that? Oh, another season? No,
yeah,
we
do
not know.
We're excited for it.
We do not know if there is going to be another season yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
Or before the con. Yep. Yeah.
We don't know if we will be invited back. We don't know. Lots of things that we don't know. But we'll find out enough, I guess.
Yeah, they don't tell us until even the last minute. Even last time, they were just like last minute, like, "Hey, another season. There you go." Like we don't hear until the very end.
Really found out like super last minute.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. Oh, I see Jessica's sort of face, but it's not really her face.
Jessica, get your face together.
Get your face together.
God, ouch.
There's Jessica. Hey,
it's 4 hours in London. Why didn't you go to bed? You told me you were going to bed.
I was tweeting. I know, I was tweeting because I was going to fall asleep while I tweeted, and then I wanted to order room service for breakfast, and then I had to wait for the guy to call me back because it was a specialized order because I wanted beans on toast, but I wanted it to be vegetarian, so
look and sound like Daria.
What was that, Katie?
I know, she does look and sound like Daria.
Look and sound like Daria.
How we go to her
that's
face.
Just Jessica's like casual cosplay. She's just like, that's my face.
That's just her face.
It's not really cosplay. She's actually who that character is based on.
Yeah. It's who I am.
Right,
so I stayed up, and then people wanted to read my like research, and I was like, no, it's not published. I don't want people to steal my work, but I posted a little quote on Tumblr because I want people to follow me on Tumblr. So I thought I should probably be relevant and post it now instead of at like 10 a.m. in London time when no one is going to be awake.
I'm going to retumble it.
Do it. Everyone retumble me.
Original Tumblr, do not steal the hunch.
I use Tumblr only when I'm frustrated and want to make a statement. That's like my experience with Tumblr when I feel like defensive of my friends and I go, oh God, I have to make a statement. Where Tumblr, that's where you go, right?
I follow a lot of birds. That's pretty much, I just follow a bunch of birds.
Yeah.
It's headquarters for social justice on the internet.
I started following Cute Overload, and I follow Hannibal, several Hannibal Tumblrs, so I get a lot of gifts that way.
We talked for a moment about our experience doing this show, and I kind of am really curious because we've done it for 2 seasons, and Katie has been on for 1 season. I want to know how Katie feels about having done this and what the experience was like for her. And then she's frozen. Oh, there we go.
Good question. Am I frozen?
No, you're good. You're good.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay,
you're
cool,
good.
Cool. So is that you asking or is that a question? Because
that's just me. I'm just curious to know.
Oh, okay. It was so short for me because for you guys it was like such a long process. So, and for me it just kind of was like we did it. I got brought on 4 weeks before the finale was filmed. So it was like 4 weeks of.
No, I thought you were brought on like a week before Portland.
No, I was brought on a week before Animate Miami, but I didn't actually, because they told me you're going to Miami, and then they said, just kidding, you're going to Portland.
They told me the same thing.
Yeah, and they told Ricky the same thing. I was kind of like, I don't know if I even believe them when they say that I'm going to Portland, because before they said I was going to Miami, and now they're saying I'm going to Portland. Yeah, and then, it was basically this battle to even, it was a battle with the executives to get them to let me wear Wonder Woman. They were like, no Wonder Woman, no comic book costumes. Comic book costumes don't win, or they were like, we know what wins cosplay competitions. We're executives of a TV network, and I was like, I'm a cosplayer. I've been cosplaying for 10 years. I think I would know what wins competitions a little bit more than you guys.
I don't even know what competitions are about.
I don't know what competitions. I've been doing competitions for ages. It's like 10 years now, and I don't know what wins. That's why they're subjective. You don't know who's going to win.
I didn't even know that. I had no idea that we were going to win that contest.
Yeah,
that surprised
we got there and we were just like, we're not going to win anything.
No, we were just
what
maybe best skit. Maybe.
Well, like, I mean, it's like effort wins. That's what wins, you know. Like, and honestly, that's why a lot of times the heroes castmates don't win, is because it's like a last minute ditch effort, because we're given like we're told 2 weeks before con what con we're going to, and then our costumes might get approved by the network producers, and they might say like, don't bring this costume, bring, like, you should do that one. And I'd say, oh, actually, I shouldn't have given you that costume as an option because I don't have time to make that one. And they'd say, well, we want that one. And I'd say, oh, there's no time. And so, I mean, yeah, it was just a lot of like last minute, I mean, I've done a lot of last-minute competitions before. That's nothing new for me. But this was definitely like last minute plus throwing in someone filming you. So it was just a hot mess.
I feel like
we got caught. We had right after Portland, because Portland was supposed to be my last episode, and they said, can you do New Orleans? But by that time, I already booked a week-long mold trip up in the mountains, so I wasn't even...
Oh, I remember this! Oh, my God.
But what also happened is that's when snowpocalypse happened, so...
Right, oh my God.
And so Katie and Indra couldn't even get out of their houses.
Yeah.
All mailing was shut down. I was trapped in the mountain for extra days.
Yeah.
So when we got back, we're like,
yeah, and I had my work laptop, and I was, I was working from home, and at the time I'd just gotten a promotion at work, so I was I was actually working. Huh? Oh, it's from my date earlier. But I was working 2 jobs at the time because I'd been hired into a new position at my company, and then also they hadn't backfilled my old position. So like the producers were like, well, why can't you just like work from home like you did on the snow days, but actually like work on your cosplay? And I was like, oh, because I have, I don't know, a real job. Like I can't just blow off my job for cosplay things. And so yeah, that was like a huge fight with them too, is that they were like, well, if you can't finish your costume, just get a friend to sew it for you. And I was like, that's not how Katie rolls. Like, and they were like, well, just do it for the show. And I was like, that's not how Katie rolls. So that was my experience.
That's funny. I've had moments like that too. But I think that we realized signing up for the second season, we kind of knew what we were going into. We knew it's fucking hectic. It's nuts. And then the thing that got to me, I think, for this season that was really rough was that we not only did we have to have competition costumes, we also had to have walk-around costumes.
Right, yeah.
Which I have, but I didn't freaking want to re-wear a bunch of stuff that I had. So that's when we made the Rocco's Modern Life costumes, which was our little walk-around.
I love the Rocco's.
Yeah, the Rocco's Modern Life.
I was so sad because we were working so much to get the costumes done. We didn't even get to see you guys in it. I was like, I heard about it.
Yeah, they were fun and silly.
Yeah.
You showed us pictures.
Yeah, silly. No, like last season when we did the cast costumes, Jessica made those in her hotel room between working for BioWare. Like she was in her hotel room ironing that like wool bullshit.
Oh God.
Like,
I was
I
in 2 hotel rooms. I was at PAX East, and then I was at GDC. So I was in Boston, and then I flew from Boston and did the wigs in Boston, and then I did the other half in San Francisco, and then I flew from Boston to San Francisco, and then San Francisco to Houston.
That's knucking butts.
yeah.
Like that's so intense.
Yeah, and that's the problem really with the show. Like we were saying, is just like it's the deadlines and stuff. And a lot of our costume, every costume we made from scratch when we started until the end. So we had to. They wanted to film the whole thing, which makes me still so mad because they filmed me making my Captain Hook headdress, the whole thing, and they didn't put any of it in the show. I was like, I made it on camera.
They were very intense, and it was like from scratch. She built the hat.
I had it on a table with nothing, some foam and a bunch of crap, and I built that whole thing like right in front of them.
Scratch.
And they were
I love you as Hook.
Yeah.
It was. I didn't even recognize you.
Yeah. I was watching the episode, and I was like, her makeup still freaks me out.
You know what it is? You're smiling, and I don't usually see a smile.
Chloe did Holly's makeup.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't smile that much, so I just had this crazy.
Oh, that was fun. I remember. Oh, by the way, it's working now. I don't have to be the cameraman. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, we got it working. So we did your makeup. We did a test, and then it was so fun to get to do the Hook makeup.
It was really fun.
Because
cool.
I wanted to do like a Marie Antoinette sort of French, creepy sort of look, and then just like a little bit of lip, just to make it really unsettling. You know what I mean? Like like the Doctor Who automatons. Do you remember the Doctor Who automatons from Girl in the Fireplace?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
frightening.
they're unsettling. That makeup is so unsettling.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was funny. There weren't many close-ups of like you saw our turnarounds, but I felt like everything was so fast on that episode that I could barely see like the detail on your guys' costumes.
Yeah.
I was like, God, guys, get close.
Yeah, your costume.
Although I was like, stay away.
Oh please.
No, it's amazing.
And also, like, I really wish they would have gotten Chris.
Ricky's costume was amazing.
Did they get Chris making your hula hoop sword thing? Because that thing's amazing.
No, they cut anything that Chris was in.
I tried to, they had Chris bring it in, but Chris and I worked on it when we were up on our mold trip, and we molded it up there, and then when we got back, we cast it out, and I talked to them when they came for the Ashbow. I had mentioned, like, hey, when you guys come up next time, I'm going to be starting this hula hoop thing, and they were just like, oh, we don't really have time to shoot that. But I mean, they had me like the whole back plate. It was cut out in foam, and then I did a plaster mold, and then I wet molded it, and then I went hand tooled all the leather, and they didn't even use any of that.
They cut Ricky hand tooling leather so they could get clips of me going, guys, I don't know if it's gonna get done in time. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna finish.
But I think that's the thing I learned from this season to the next season is I just took more progress pictures for myself, and then that way, if people go on Facebook, they can see the progress.
Right.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah, because like I know all the work of those costumes, and they were amazing, and they barely showed any of it.
Can we talk about the fact that Katie, you practically built that costume in like a day? That whole costume, you guys worked your ass off in the hotel room.
That's why we look tired. Well, I think we all look tired though. I think we're all like, at this point, we're like.
I really, what's hilarious is that obviously they played a little bit with the like timeline of like when we showed up. Like they kind of made it seem like we showed up on Sunday to a convention. I'm like, who does that? And so, but when I showed up at the convention, I literally had no costume because I'd spent all this time making like all these like stupid little details. Like this is gonna be amazing, and then I cut all those details because I was like. There's no fucking time for this. And Cliff, my boyfriend, kept telling me like over and over and over. He was like, Katie, stop working on this detailed shit and
we saw him for 1 second, didn't we?
Yeah, the last episode,
I did tell her to stop working on it.
And then I had to take over in the hotel room.
Yes.
I felt bad. I was like, Katie's going to stop being my friend because I am nagging her. Like,
No, actually, what's so funny is that Chris and Ricky both like tried to stay up with me as I was working. And Ricky was just like, oh, I'm just gonna, I don't know. And then,
I fell asleep on the floor.
Yeah, and I think Chris walked you into the bedroom and put you in the bed.
It would have been pillowcase and like curtain tie time for me.
Yeah.
I would have been like, time to go on stage.
Yeah.
It's battle damage.
You're bad. I saw you guys.
Actually sleeping on the
Yeah,
bed?
no, I saw you guys practicing. I'm like, man, I really want to go lay on the bed.
That bed looks
Really?
Oh God, that bed though, I got so sick. I got so sick in this last
Chloe was
episode
really sick.
because I thought I was just exhaustion, and I thought I was gonna throw up, and like Carl did, right?
Yeah,
Carl threw
Carl
up.
did, he did.
Everybody throws up. Yeah, I got so sick. I remember, and
Well, then Carl told you he threw up, and then you were like,
That's when
It's the power of suggestion.
I have to say though, I'm forever grateful to Chloe because she hooked me up with some king cake the next day.
Oh, yes, that freaking king
And I
cake.
ate. I took a slice for Chris and Katie, and I ate their slices too.
I remember I woke you guys up. I'm like, hi guys, I've got king cake, and everyone's like, I fucking hate you.
It was so good. It was so
No,
good.
I was like, king cake, move!
It's really good.
Life.
It's a delicious New Orleans pastry. I highly
Your
recommend it.
excitement is so amazing, Katie. You're just like so excited.
I'm going to select a question.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those.
Whoops.
Did you guys push for changes from season 1? There was a really noticeable difference for the better. Yes, we did. We pushed the fuck out of it. All we said, what was the word that we said constantly?
Well, which one?
Process?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. We more or less were like, we're not. If you want like fake bullshit drama, we're not going to do it. Like,
No.
you can either stand here and you can leave, or
Yeah, exactly.
or we can make our costumes and just continue doing. I mean,
and they were good about it because they didn't push us to do dumb shit.
They didn't.
Yeah, and anytime they wanted like any sort of drama, it was always very much like personal, like your own personal hang-ups.
Costume related. It was always costume related because they didn't need to fabricate that. People's costumes break all the time.
And Matt was the most wonderful supervising producer. He was very careful. He took very good care of us, made sure that we were happy or at least comfortable.
Yeah.
And he didn't push us to do anything. And if we felt like we were being pushed to do something by any of the story producers, we could just go to Matt and be like, "Hey, Matt, we don't want to do this," and he'd be like,
make us uncomfortable.
I was trying to convince Matt to dress up as Green Lantern from the beginning.
So
Having none of it.
Matt was ridiculously handsome too, like tall and handsome.
"Yes, he's so dashing." Matt is so dashing. I had like a mini crush on him.
I felt so bad when he was filming at my place the first day. He was violently ill. Like so many people left filming for the day.
Oh my god.
Because he was throwing up. I felt so. It wasn't anything at my place though.
Maybe he's deadly allergic to squirrels.
There were no squirrels.
Oh, there was squirrel dander.
Squirrel dander.
What were you saying, Jessica? I went to you with
Squirrel dander's the worst.
What'd you say, Jessica?
I said everyone gets sick and throws up.
Everyone throws up on the show. I would have thrown up if I was like not having it. I'm like, I'm not gonna puke. I'm not gonna puke. I would have.
Though you were okay.
No, it's because I never throw up. I never throw up.
Last season, some people have asked me. They're like, "Were you pregnant or drunk?"
Pregnant with uncured latex chemicals.
No, it literally, it's the same thing as you guys, just exhaustion. You're just like, bye.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I get like,
I try to be mama because I know you guys are more focused on I'm like, here's some food because I just know that you guys are miserable and not eating, and it makes me
we ordered a big fucking platter.
I didn't eat any. When I was 16, though, I used to be like, and I was first started out in cosplay, I would go without eating for like 9 hours and be like, I feel fine. Like,
yeah. Oh, I used to do that in my shepherd armor. I would just like walk around for like 12 hours, and then when I got out of it, I was like, I wonder why I'm miserable. I don't know why. It's probably because I didn't take care of myself.
Yep. So I try to.
Maybe it'll help control your bodily functions.
Yeah.
So anyway, there was a huge difference.
Yeah.
And they did listen, and they did want it to be more about process and all of that. So.
Yeah. Good. And they are good people. I like them a lot. They're good people. All right, let's have a look-see. I've had friends who've been harassed by trolls on Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, etc. regarding their cosplay. It ranges from sexual harassment to making fun of the fact that they're plus-size cosplayers. How could we come together as a community to stop this? Do you think, look, I kind of sort of put all of the harassment and negative comments in a big basket, right? If you're really looking at the big picture, all this negativity comes from one thing, which is pretty much insecurity, right? There's no reason to be shitty to somebody unless you feel shitty about yourself.
It's true.
So, I mean, ultimately, there's not a whole lot we can do about combating this stuff except for, as a community, make it clear that it's about empowering people and being open to things and supporting each other. Like, that's what cosplay's supposed to be about.
I always say calling people out, too. Like, if you see people online or at a convention just, like, being really rude and shitty, just, like, call them out. Just be like, hey, like, you don't want to be treated like that, so why are you treating someone else like that? Like, it may sound really ridiculous and like you're talking to a 5-year-old, but honestly, like, that's the point I think that we have to take, like, at this point, is to just tell people to their face not to be shitty.
We just need to make sure people know that trolling is completely unnecessary, and there's no reason to sit there and say bad things. There isn't. There's literally, okay, you look smarter. Cool, great. But you can also look really smart while saying nice things, too.
I try to have a contingency plan. Like, I try to prepare myself as best as I can for, like, you know, worst case scenario. Like, what would I do if I saw this? Like, what would I do if, you know, I saw someone who was like, you know, like, oh, look at that girl, you know, or like pointing and heckling, and like, what would I say to that person? And you know, you can't always act on it. Sometimes you're just, you know, like you don't go for it, and you're like, I should have said something to that asshole, you know, and so I just always try to prepare for those moments. Like, for example, I'll watch the videos where some guy will, like, go up to a girl and be like, and just make videos of, like, you know, just gross stuff. Yeah, like, just trying to, no, like, just, like, trying to, like, gross the girl out, or, like, have some sort of, like, reaction out of her. I try to like prepare, like, what would I do in that situation by, like, trying to know what's out there. So it's kind of like, for example, if someone were to say to me, like, oh, you're, like, Wonder Woman, you have awfully weak, wimpy arms there. I'm like, yeah, but look at this reach. Boom! You know, like, that's kind of what I just try to come up with, you know, just prepare yourself. Just know that you're going to have to, like, put up armor. Like,
take martial arts? Is that what you're telling us?
What?
Take martial arts? Is that what you're telling us?
Exactly. No, I mean, just know, like, just kind of know what could come at you and prepare yourself for it. Because if you don't, like, steel yourself mentally, it can, like, totally shock you or throw you off or, like, really, really, really hurt you. And I know it kind of sucks to say, like, steel yourselves to assholes, but, you know, that's what's worked for me personally. And I know that, like, I've had issues where, like, for example, I've had a friend with me who might have low self-esteem, and if someone asks me for a picture and is, like, kind of rude and is like, yes, no, hardly. If someone asks me for a photo and, like, says something that I can tell, like, really hurt my friends, like, maybe said, like, I don't, you know, like, you know, the friend will be like, oh, like, her or me, and, you know, if they were to be like,
man, I don't even give them the option. I'm like, both of them!
That's true. But I mean, like, if someone were to say, like, oh, I don't, like, no, not that costume, I'd be like, oh, well, if you don't want that costume, you can't have this costume. Like, that's usually what I try to be sassy.
You're like a sassy Waldo.
Yeah. What? What in my Waldo?
That's like a sassy Waldo. Jessica, how's the food been up there in London? I bet the food's really good.
Is that some sort of, is that like a husky mix?
Yeah, she's a Malamute.
Ah, they're my favorite!
She's gigantic.
Jessica, if you go to the park by Buckingham Palace, you can feed the squirrels.
Oh my god!
Woo.
I know.
They'll come up to you. They'll take it right out of your face.
They'll be like,
mine. I love it.
But I would want to take it home with me.
Do you have any squirrels that you're keeping right now, Ricky?
No, I'm squirrel free.
I was going to say, you can't have squirrels right now because you're at a con, like, every other week.
Yeah.
Aww.
I don't know why, but I thought you were going to say because you're pregnant. And I was like, whoa.
No, you're pregnant. That's why I'm throwing up right now. Do you have any owls yet? When are you getting owls?
No, I don't. I've started looking into keeping chickens, though. That's my new thing.
With owls, I think you have to get a permit and a license.
You could be a rehab.
No,
Yeah, you do.
I want to be a falconer, and I also want to have chickens. I know that might sound as like sort of contradictory, but I am working on it.
My aunt and uncle have chickens. But I'm from Alabama, so, you know, that's, like, nothing weird.
They're like urban chickens here. It's fine. I have a book on it. I bought a book on urban homesteading.
You should follow the cosplayer Zan, like Katie Zan.
Yeah.
She has, like, a farm and a homestead, and she's
Really?
also amazing. Her name is Zan.
Like the Sailor
But her name
Moon
is also
cosplayer.
Katie.
Yeah.
She's like the Sailor Moon cosplayer. Like,
she's amazing.
yeah, she was the first person to ever have a fuku that was, like, flawless. Like, first person ever.
And she has chickens.
And she has chickens, yeah, and, like, ducks, and,
Oh my
like,
God,
she has a
ducks.
farm. Yeah, she has a farm.
Well, I'm going to build a farm in my backyard and have chickens and ducks. That's my goal. Yes.
Where I release the squirrels, she's a aviary rehabber. So
Aw.
she's like rehabbed crows and finches and woodpeckers. I could totally see you doing that.
I
Like,
want a crow.
But it's like literally you have to feed them like every hour.
What?
So smart though. They're
No.
so smart.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, like I travel too much for all of these things, but I can't. I mean, chickens. I think I don't travel. I'm okay. Chickens, I could probably have.
Chickens are really hard work.
Or what?
They're hard work.
Like a couple of chickens, they'd be fine.
Who has had a chicken?
Can I borrow them for cookos?
Who hasn't?
Cook-offs?
No, cook. No. Oh God, no, for cookos.
Yeah, chickens are stinky. That's worth knowing.
They are. They are. They are.
Oh,
One
But
Holly
person.
loves them despite the smell.
There's one person in this conversation who has had a chicken and knows that they are not easy pets.
No.
Like dogs are much more. I feel like they're more rewarding. Yes, chickens give eggs, but dogs give kisses and cuddles.
I might be with Holly on the chickens.
Chickens
I
are
love
cuddles. You can cuddle a chicken.
Did you see how rad my dog is? She's pretty rad.
Which is that the one in the video?
Both of them are pretty rad. I've got a Chihuahua and a Malamute mix.
Wait, you've got a Chihuahua and a what? And a Malamute?
Malamute. They're opposite on the opposite ends of the spectrum of
I was
the.
gonna say, I would take your Malamute and hug it and love it and steal it and probably and convince it that I'm its new master. But your Chihuahua, I'd be like, you can keep it.
Pretty chill. Hold up.
Well, I love Chloe's
Chihuahua?
Chihuahua.
Diego.
Yeah, I actually wear a shirt in the show that says Chihuahua, and it's Diego's.
Right!
There's Leia. Hi,
I thought I made that.
Diego. Are you hurting my dog back there?
Ah, the Malamute.
Come here. Come on.
Aw, Diego's so shy.
Come here, buddy.
A Malamute meme?
It's a mount. It's got
I must
Melanie.
see this
He's
For
like
sure,
a.
not too good.
He gets in there real good. This is Diego. He's pretty
Like
cool.
dumping.
Hi, buddy.
Oh god.
Oh.
See, yeah, I guess there are great Chihuahuas. Like when they're not little pieces of shit, they're fantastic.
Aw, he's
You know, when I visit Chloe, he'll come up and give me a cute little kiss, like just little sweet kisses. You're so cute.
he's a good
But
boy.
he's-
And
He's
and
basically.
if you go bang, he plays dead.
Aww.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that in your first one, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Like it's hungry.
It was great. I was like, I must teach
Walking around with that like dog on top of a car in a Walmart parking lot, like howling. That's what Leica reminds me of.
Should we answer
Is this
another
like-
question? I actually can't get the app won't load, so you
Oh,
guys.
I don't know. Here, well, I'll find one. Oh, I'll answer this one really quick. How comfortable are those teeth? They're actually super comfortable because I wore them for the haunted house that I used to work at, and they're like molded to my teeth. So I have like some friendly plastic in there that keeps them stuck that way. So they're actually not that bad. Let's see.
They look like they'd be like uncomfortable, like they'd hit your like lips.
Yeah, they're not bad at all, actually. I mean, they're as far as like wearing things, they're pretty low on the uncomfortable scale.
We're looking at Malamute memes.
Oh my god.
On the internet.
The multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking.
Here's a good one.
Oh, there it is.
Do you have any tips for? Oh god damn it! Where are you?
Well, you have to put answered and then click.
There, I got it. Do you have any tips for a newbie cosplayer? Let's just like go through a few easy tips for all of our special tips for people that watch the show and then now want to get into cosplay because they saw our crazy faces running around in costume. So you guys go first.
Tips specific to the show or just
No,
in general?
like anyone who wants to
Just
start.
anything. Like, I mean, it can be specific to the show. Like, we don't actually start a week before the convention in real life.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest one I always give is just be proud of what you create. Don't have patience to create something you're proud of, and that'll often take more than a week.
Yeah. My tip is look it up on the internet because like it's so funny how Cliff will like start to use a new material. Like I've been sewing for
Blaming you.
no, I'm saying I've been sewing for a really long time, but I'm still super new to like props and armor. I have been sewing for a really long time anyway, but I'm still like super new to like armor and like props and all that kind of junk that makes me uncomfortable. And so Cliff will ask me a question like, what kind of paint should I use with this thing? And I'm like, I don't know. And then he'll go buy a paint, and then something will go terribly wrong. I'll be like, we should have looked that up on the internet.
Can we talk about our paint story in freaking New Orleans?
Oh my god.
What happened?
That's right. You guys had to go get paint, and we had to go get paint. No, we
All
didn't.
right, so here's a fun production company story. So, as cosplayers, I mean, we know what we need, but but production doesn't. Oh, sorry. So they told us not to bring paint. We're like, okay, that's fine, because we had to paint this headboard. By the way, let me talk about this headboard really fast, because they didn't show any of this.
No.
One of the reasons
Chloe, you did such a good job.
One of my
The owl thing did.
We're going to talk about the owl, but basically one of the reasons my costume is so simple is because I made, well, with Holly's help, of course, but we made the bed. Like, I basically cut out the foam.
Awesome.
Thank you. We carved it. We painted it. We made it
Chloe dremeled it, and Chloe sculpted the owls, and
we sculpted the owls out of clay, cast them in latex, and then filled them with foam. Like, we made this whole bed. So, but then they were like, don't paint it. We don't want you to paint it until you get there. So we're like,
okay.
All right, fine. But they're like, don't bring paint. Just, we'll get paint when we get there. So we got there, and then they said, okay, we're going to take you to get paint.
And they're like, whoops.
They sent us to a house paint store.
Yeah.
They got Sherwin-Williams cleared. We went to
That's the
Sherwin.
only place that can take us.
I was like, what are you doing?
Well, and they did that. Then I didn't get to go with you because I was remaking my shoulders because
That's
they
right.
wanted me to remake a piece of my costume in my hotel room. So I remade these shoulders that I didn't like anyway. And I was remaking them being filmed while they were out at a house paint store buying paint. And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing that we've ever done.
No, it was a bummer too because we had to buy in like large cans of paint because that was just so.
The smallest size they came in were pints. It didn't come in smaller than.
That's so ridiculous.
It was like $75 of freaking paint that we ended up leaving there because we literally did not have.
We only needed 1 pint total, probably worth of paint, but we needed about 6 colors. So we probably needed about that size that you can get at
You needed an acrylic, a 50-cent acrylic too.
Yeah, like those little $1. We needed 6 of them in 6 different colors, but you could only buy pint size, so we had to buy 6 pints of fucking
Wow.
paint for $74.
Cosplay. But on the bright side, we ate so many beignets while we were there. We had
A lot of beignets.
A lot of king cake too.
That's right. I remember. I did not forget.
I threw a lot of beads off the balcony. It turns out I'm really good at throwing beads at people.
Yeah, dude, new favorite pastime.
Yeah. Mardi Gras.
Really good at it.
Thank you to Rachel Steiner for being, you're not a kiss ass, you're awesome. Thank you for defending us. Some people are buttholes. We really appreciate the positivity, especially with you guys, the whole community that watches our show. Thank you so much for everything.
It's better to be positive.
Thanks, Rachel Steiner.
We salute you for being positive instead of negative.
Thank you, Rachel Steiner.
I wish
Thank
I
you.
could see the question.
Oh, you
sparkle,
Q&A.
sunshine.
I clicked on Q&A and it's doing this lame thing where it says you don't have the app installed for this, and I'm like, that's funny because I did last week or 2 weeks ago.
That's weird.
Yeah,
That is weird.
my computer is such an idiot. It's an
I
idiot.
feel you. My dogs are going nuts. Sorry. I'm trying to find another. Who needs sleep? True that. Oh, here we go. I'm going to make this for everybody. What was it like to win Best in Show for the first time? Well, this was a particularly special Best in Show for several reasons. Number one, no idea we were going to win this. We had no idea. Number two, Jessica started crying.
Yeah.
And so I started crying. I mean, I'm not going to blame it entirely on Jessica, but it was partially her fault. But it was just such a relief to win that. You guys hadn't really won Best in Show yet, had you?
No, we'd won a bunch of different things, and the contest was just a really interesting
Oh,
contest.
humble.
What? What, Jessica?
I said humble.
Aw.
Well, no, I was saying it was interesting because it didn't have prejudging, so we couldn't talk about any fabrication stuff, which like is just, it was really, I guess it was different. So it was really, we were mostly being judged on skit, I guess, is that's what was going on. So, I mean, I think it's cool that one of our weakest points we'd always had was our skit, and that we really worked hard to make a really cool, fancy skit. And that's, you know, that's kind of, I think, the biggest triumph for us on our side.
I'm going to make this into a necklace.
So,
But yeah, it was...
then it came, Chloe, then it came with your belt.
Oh, yeah, my
Can you
belt...
guys not hear me?
No, we can sort of hear
totally
you.
You sound really good, actually.
There's my belt up
Okay.
there. That's my belt up there.
I think maybe there's a delay with Chloe and Holly.
What's that?
I think there's a delay with you guys because I say something and you like say something like
No,
delayed.
we just like interrupt
back.
you. No, I think I don't know. Maybe it has to do with delay because you're all the way in jolly old.
No, 'cause I
Across
think
the pond.
Katie and Ricky can. There's no delay on their end though.
Weird.
They're on top of things.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Just talk louder and faster. Just talk like this really fast, and then it'll be fine.
It takes a while for the little hamsters to run all the way to London.
Across the tubes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these are so nice. I want to select these, but I mean, like, they're just some really nice, sweet things. They're not quite questions, but Jennifer Westmoreland, thank you. You're very,
That's
very
very
sweet, and we really
hey,
appreciate.
this is from Westmoreland.
What's that? Oh, dog attack! Dog attack! All right, let's see. Who needs sleep?
The dog just body checked me, Chloe.
I'm sorry, Holly. Are you okay?
That's fine.
All right, you can talk about it if you want. Here's an interesting question. How did you guys end up on the show? Were you approached during a con? Or they contacted me. They contacted me about the show, and because I was on the show called Just Cause.
I'm so hungry.
Like, it has to go out. So basically, I got interviewed a couple times, and they were like, "Do you want to do the show?" And I was like, "I don't know if I do." And then they convinced me, and then I think I got you guys involved,
Yeah, you
right?
messaged me and were like, hey, do you want to do this thing? And then I was like, come on, Jessica, let's go try out for this thing. And I was also like, Jessica, wear your craziest clothes just because. And so we tried out for we like went and did an interview in our crazy clothes after work one day. And they thought that we were insane enough to be on reality TV with a bunch of people who were really put together.
Yeah, Ricky only has 12 minutes
That's
because
fine.
she actually has a flight tomorrow at like
Oh, no.
5 a.m. She has to be at the airport.
That's why, sorry, I'm kind of like, I've been
Where are
up
you
since
going, Ricky?
Salt Lake City?
Oh, nice. Oh, that's right.
I was
Yeah.
there a couple weeks ago.
Where do you recommend to eat?
Yeah, it's all Ricky cares about.
Oh, yeah, shit. Oh, okay. Oh, my God. I'm trying to remember. Okay, let me think about this. I have a whole thing. I have a whole thing on Yelp.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a place that we went to, a Thai place. It was super good. God, I'm gonna find.
Chloe.
Well, here, no, I have bookmarks. I will find them. Holly, distract them. Holly.
Okay, next question.
Distract them.
You can
I'm
send it to
sorry.
me later.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I have to talk about it now. This is important.
All right. What determines if the show gets
Go
another
big.
season? We don't really know. That's up to the.
Done on
Oh,
that
okay.
question.
done. We don't really know what determines it gets another season. Really, that's like up
That's
to.
probably the network. The network is going to sit down and do a cost analysis of how much production cost versus how much they made for advertising sales.
Sorry, it's a funny
It's a
question.
great question.
Do not select that
No,
question.
I'm not selecting it.
What is it?
Mostly related, but a little inappropriate.
Oh, God damn it. It's
It's
really
not
funny.
Is it about this right here?
No. It's how to make a mask from things around the house, but it is not a normal mask. It's a mask for adult playtime.
All right, here we go. I found some places. There's a place called Ruth's Diner. It's really good. In
Okay.
Salt Lake City, this place called Red Iguana is freaking
You know what?
phenomenal.
Okay,
It's
I
so
saw
good.
that one on a list, so
Huh?
Ruth's
Um,
on a list. It's on the list. It was recommended.
Settebello.
Oh god, the dogs.
Pizzeria,
Oh god.
Napolitana.
Oh god. Oh god.
You guys, let's all calm down. We're all friends. We're all friends.
We don't know if the show will be on DVD. I mean, it'll probably be on Netflix, hopefully.
I think it's on Netflix or Hulu or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Hulu.
With extra footage, no?
And iTunes. It's on iTunes.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I knew that was gonna be Redneck Jedi. You are such a jerk, dude. Come on, give us a break. Oh my God. Okay, that's really funny. I knew it was gonna be him. I read the question. I'm like, of course it's gonna be him. Okay, if you could be another one. Aw, that's sweet.
I'm trying to find a good generic question. I don't want us to. Oh, do you guys? There's one. Wait. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Come back.
Oh, here. Wait, that's a good one.
Yes, that was it. This one.
That way, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Was
Okay.
the contest rigged?
Well, I mean, that's kind of like an elephant in the room, right? I mean, we have no idea because we showed up in costume and we did a skit. And
I don't think it was rigged, and I'll tell you why. Yaya would never let a costume contest get rigged because she is so serious about cosplay.
She is. No, I
would not let it get rigged. I was scared because they did the whole. There was a whole like extra award that they came up with, right?
They did that on their own. Well, and I know Ivy, and Ivy told me that they were told to judge on skits. That's what Ivy told me, and Ivy's awesome, and I trust her.
They weren't told by the show to judge on skits.
No.
The convention told them to judge on skits.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think the show had anything to do with it.
No, the show had nothing to do with it. I know that the show had nothing to do with it because they know that they would get in a world of trouble if they rigged the contest.
But yeah, so I understand that if they're judging on skits, then that's what it was. So
one thing they didn't show like the questions that they asked us. Like they asked how long did it take you to make your costumes? And so really the reason why we got an award was because we pulled together 3 ambitious costumes in a really short amount of time, and so that's the only reason why we got that award. Yeah. I mean, like, so it doesn't.
No, those judges are told like Chloe said, like they're legit, like they are not going to mess around. They would never do something if it was rigged. So it's like, it's all like I would trust them 100,000,000% to be like fair in their judging. It's just like. Wizard World is just a weird contest. Like it's just a really strange. Like they don't have prejudging, and they do a lot of things different from other conventions. I think that's why people keep thinking that it's fishy, but it's not. It's just a weird contest.
Like here's what it all comes down to, in my opinion, is that a lot of people at costume contests, there's always going to be the outliers who do like crazy things at conventions. Like at San Diego Comic-Con, everyone has crazy, elaborate skits. And at some Wizard World conventions, like a few people will have really elaborate skits, but mostly like people don't have elaborate skits. And I remember when we decided to do our skit, we were asking ourselves, is this going to come off as cheesy? Is this are we going to show up with like, a giant 20-gallon aquarium when we're supposed to bring like a tiny little fish bowl? Like, are we going to be overdoing something and look stupid, or is this what everyone else is going to be doing? And you never know at a costume contest what everyone's going to be doing. So our skit, with props and everything like that, it ended up looking like a lot more elaborate, but the way we planned it, it was actually simple because it was a freaking air mattress, so it packed up easy. Chloe made the headboard, and we stuck it
together. Sheets from IKEA.
Yeah, sheets from IKEA. So it was like simple stuff that like when it all put together, it looked like we had this big set thing. But we put a lot of thought into that, and we probably put just as much thought into that as we put into our costumes.
Right.
So for us, we didn't. I mean, this was more like a kind of performance, which for us is kind of a fun thing, and part of cosplay, and I think that is for a lot of people. But I know a lot of people backstage were just kind of, you know, they were having problems with their music or with things that we didn't even hear about until after the whole thing was done. So people who had skits prepared, like, decided not to do their skits, or I don't even know. So I don't know if people had more complicated skits planned and they just decided not to do them, or if people, like, had problems or didn't know about it. But that's the thing about costume contests is you never really know what you're going to show up with, so you just kind of have to show up with the stuff you have and worry about yourself, because costume contests are subjective and you are getting judged on yourself, and so you should just say, this is what I achieved at this place, and this is what I achieved at this other place, because we've been judged by Ivy like a bajillion times, and this is the only time that we got something from her. So it is what it is, and I don't think costume contests are being judged against other people. You should be judging yourself against yourself and your own skills.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 100% true.
And, you know, I've been seeing, like, tons of rumors around about this contest and stuff, and it's like a lot of there's tons. And it's funny because we tried to talk to everyone in line, and I keep seeing online that people were saying that they weren't allowed to use their music, but no one told us that while they were there. And if we had heard that no one was allowed to use their music, we would have been furious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, we were already furious. Like, Chloe was nearly, like, crying.
I felt
because she
so
felt
bad.
so bad for everyone in line.
Here's what's weird.
So, like, if you weren't allowed to use your music and we had heard that, we would have just left. I would have fucking left.
Dude,
like,
I did cry.
You did. You
cried.
were so upset. Yeah.
I felt so bad. I remember because
yes, Chloe cried.
You did.
I remember I felt so bad. It wasn't the show. Here's what happened. The convention it got all complicated, basically, is what happened. And I think the show started too late because I think that basically the show itself wanted to do the competition at a certain time, and then the convention got confused and told people to show up really early. And so people were waiting for hours. And I met all these people in line, and they're all really sweet. And I know how awful it is to be stuck in costume in line for hours. And so I just felt so awful. I felt so bad. And there were kids in line. Yeah. But ultimately, it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just a miscommunication. And so a lot of people got really bummed about it. I do
remember, actually, production gave everybody water and pizza.
They gave them donuts, too. They
went around and get on that donut train. Yeah, we did not get on the donut train.
No, we didn't get any donuts, but everybody else got donuts.
We didn't get donuts. And I saw a rumor that someone complained, like, a contestant complained that everyone only got one donut, and I was like, well, I'm sorry, like, you just can't.
We didn't get anything. We were like, barely got food.
Yeah, it wasn't always easy to get
one donut. And another thing that I think is kind of like, if you're going to enter a contest where when you sign up, it says there, like, you will be filmed for Heroes of Cosplay, like, you kind of have to know it's going to be a clusterfuck. Like, it's going to be a logistical nightmare, and it's going to be a clusterfuck.
I'm going to be honest. I remember most masquerades without filming don't start on time.
That's true.
Yeah, I was going to say that, honestly, it doesn't, in fact, mostly adds things. I think that the show adds lights, and it makes the stage look nicer.
Well, what were we saying, Jessica? When we did the Comic-Con Masquerade, we were there until 3 in the morning every single time we did it.
Dang. Oh,
every single time. No, I've never been to a costume contest that's like, we're going to start at 6 and we're going to be done at 7, and that's what happens. No, you start at 6, you actually start at 7, and then you're done at 10 p.m. maybe.
At Anime Expo, the year that it was held at Long Beach, they were told, like, they were told at, like, 11:30 at night, if you guys go past 12 p.m., if this contest, like, goes past 12 p.m., you're going to have to pay overtime for renting the auditorium and overtime for the staff for the convention center staff that's here, and that's going to cost you about $300,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so Anime Expo rushed through the awards ceremony. They were like, awards, 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 and they were like basically like tons of people, like they accidentally like awarded the wrong teams, like the wrong awards to the wrong people, and they were just like, oh well, like that's life, like we're not gonna pay that $300,000.
No, it's funny because I feel like people are so angry at the show, but the only thing that the show actually does is just it adds chaos, just a little bit of extra chaos, and ultimately
a dash of extra
you still get the same product. It's just more. There's cameras, and it's a little bit more chaotic. I mean,
it's true.
If you go to convention, sorry, go ahead.
If anyone, even if anyone had like worked really hard to make a skit, and then they were like, oh, we picked this like awesome music, and we're going on stage and like, you know, do this thing to the music, like your music would be, the show would cut your music anyway because they don't have the rights to it. Like it happens all the time. Like that's why they keep replaying like the same music over and over again, because that's what the show has the rights to. So like even if someone was like really mad because their music had been cut or whatever for the show, I don't know exactly like who had skits prepared or whatever and was told they couldn't versus like who just had music.
Because we were so freaking frantic finishing our costumes and trying to just get on stage. Like we were, like and then Chloe was sick and we were segregated from everyone else. So our like whole we had no idea what was going on. We were just we were lucky to like walk on stage.
I was hiding backstage pretending to be late, and I had no idea what was going on.
It was intense, and we were filming both episode finales at the same time. So we had the single competition. They played it as 2 days. This is where the movie magic happens. They played the contest as 2 days, right? The last episode and this episode, but it was one right after the other. And so people were kind of cranky because it was a very long night. It was a very, very long night. Diego's scared because there's fireworks happening. He doesn't like fireworks. But like, here's the thing. I just feel like we're always defending ourselves, and it's so silly because ultimately we made a show. We made some stuff. It was fun. We had some good times. We had some bad times. We made a lot of friends. We made a lot of friends.
Well, I think for every like one irritated costume contest member, there's probably like 10 adorable families who are like, we're gonna cosplay together, and I'm like,
there's lots of families that are
worth
adorable.
it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, we ultimately feel really crappy for the people that the show kind of. I don't know if they necessarily fuck people over, but I think that they get caught in situations they don't want.
Well, if they felt fucked over, then they felt fucked over. Like, I mean,
the other thing is people
exactly.
They don't remove themselves from situations. They stay in the situation and complain about it later. You know, and that's another problem that I feel like we have. Like we put ourselves on the show. Like we won't sit here and complain for hours about all of our issues. If anything, it's to give you guys a glance at what we were dealing with, but we're not complaining. We don't hold the show responsible for our issues. We knew what we were signing up for. You know what I mean?
I think it's like we just want to like spread positivity, which is what we are due by being on the show. Literally, like I can guarantee you, we're all on the show so that we can spread what this hobby has done for us and being positive. That's why we're all here. Like,
oh no, I'm on the show to get paid.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure.
Oh, have fun with that. Good luck.
All that money. To win the millions of dollars in prizes.
Guys, I took all the money that they gave me and I literally just taped it to my body and I did a money cosplay. Yeah. That's pretty much what happened.
And I was wearing in the last episode. Yeah. Some of the numbers make me laugh though, because wasn't there a number that like
50,000 people at New York Comic Con? I'm like, at
the Masquerade
at New Orleans Comic Con, and I was like, I must have been at a different comic.
That's pretty big. I thought they were saying 50,000 in the audience.
No, they said 3,000 in the audience. I was like, shit. Oh my god.
By the time we showed up, it was
there wasn't anybody in the audience. There were
maybe like 30 people.
Yeah. People got cranky and left,
yeah,
but
we had some dedicated members.
We did, and they were very dedicated. They cheered.
They did.
They really cheered.
They
for
made
us
us feel good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. So, we're still talking about the rigged contest here. Look, it's about 9:05. I feel like I should let you ladies go. This is the last Google Hangout. Oh, hold up.
Thank you guys so much for letting us join you, because we don't have the knowledge to do this ourselves.
See you all at a convention soon, because we're out here on the other side of the world.
Come to San Diego.
Aww. We'll be in San Diego.
We'll be in San Diego,
Yeah,
for
we'll
sure.
be there.
So, I have a little gift for Holly, and I have one for Jessica, but she's not here because she's in England. It's something really small, but like you can't eat it. It's
What
not
is
for
it?
food.
Micah wants to eat it.
So I got these made
That's so cute.
because
Chloe.
I think the whole point of cosplay.
Oh my god! It says never. It's a bracelet, and
What is it?
it says never grow up.
Oh,
And I feel
it's
like
for us?
Peter.
Yeah,
I have
it's
one for you
Peter
too,
Pan.
Jessica.
Yay,
Wait,
thank
because
you.
oh my god,
Sweetness.
oh, I love you guys so
Yes,
much,
guys,
and
put
you
those.
made this whole
I'm
experience
gonna put it on now.
worth
So cute.
doing. And the whole concept of cosplay is to never grow up.
It's
you know,
true.
you want to dress as who you love, and you want to make costumes, and ultimately the only thing you get out of it is fun and positivity. Not like you don't get money and notoriety for the most part, like unless you really make your career. So I just thought it was a fun little message.
cute.
It's a fun
Yay.
little
Thank you,
message.
Chloe.
Never grow
That's
up.
amazing, Chloe.
I think that's exactly what cosplay is about. It's about like staying young at heart.
Yeah, exactly. Never feel like you have to grow up. You don't ever have to grow up. I mean, like, maybe in certain circumstances you do.
I mean,
but
you have to pay taxes and stuff, but other than that, you're fine.
yeah, exactly.
My mom is all like, never grow up, Katie. When are you going to be an adult? But never grow up.
Don't you love moms?
Mom.
Moms are fun. Anyway, on that note, thank you guys so much for watching the show. We put so much work and love and pain into this.
It's true.
Yeah. I think it was entertaining.
It was a freaking experience, that's for sure.
We're gonna keep cosplaying, but we're not probably gonna keep competing.
No, I don't think we're not really competitors. We don't really like to compete. It's fun to walk the stage.
If I ever
for sure.
teach myself how to sew, I'll go to a competition and see if I can validate my sewing skills. But that's probably not gonna happen.
Notice me, senpai.
Notice me, senpai.
Good job, Jessica.
Impress me, Kohai. I think that needs to be the response to Notice Me, Senpai, is impress me, Kohai. All right.
Anyway,
There you go.
does anybody have any closing remarks before we end this?
Ricky's shaking her head. She's good.
No,
I'm
she's
good.
good.
I'll back you guys up, whatever you say.
Yeah. I was gonna say thanks for tuning in.
Yay!
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. We'll let you know if there ever ends up being another episode of Here's a Cosplay.
Yeah, we should do another hangout.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do pizza and porn night on Thursday, so you guys should. Yes, you are. So I'll do a Google Hangout.
From that angle with your hands up and the face bars, it looks like you're not wearing a top. And you're like, pizza.
That's for pizza and porn night. So I'm not gonna go topless for pizza and porn
Next
night.
season,
There's
we
plenty
need
of
to do a
topless
cross
people.
group.
Yeah.
And then they can't pit us against each other.
So we got pizza and porn night on Thursday. Holly and Jessica, are you gonna be? No, you gotta sleep, right? You guys are doing the crabcast tonight.
Yeah, Lizzie's coming over to do the crab.
They'll do the crabcast tonight, and the crabcast is every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I've been crappy about cool story clothes, but I promise I'll start putting more of them up. I've just been going through some.
My boyfriend's leaving me, so I got to go. But bye, guys.
Bye, Ricky.
You guys rock. Bye.
Yeah, we'll see you. Even if there's no second season, we'll see you. We'll make an excuse to see you guys soon.
Okay, good. We've got coming up. So yeah, I've been sort of out of the loop a little bit because of personal issues, but I promise I will get back into it. I'll start making more videos and stuff.
Yay.
And we love you guys
Jessica, we're
very
gonna
much.
start your channel soon. Yay.
Jessica, go to sleep. What
You're
are you
done.
even doing?
Take your
I'm
pins.
a completionist. It's
You get an achievement.
Ricky and her. Oh, I've got to get up early. I've got to get up early, and I'm like, Ricky, it's already morning where I am.
All right, Miss Jessica, go to sleep. I've said thank you 500 times.
Yeah,
but I genuinely mean it.
Thank you for watching. You guys are awesome, and
Thanks for watching.
remember to have fun and never grow up. And don't take anything too seriously and punch the haters in the face, apparently.
Slap them haters.
Heroes of Cosplay may be over, but our friendship isn't going anywhere, so you can follow the three of us in our adventures forever.
Yep,
true.
Absolutely true. We will definitely cosplay together. We adore each other. I mean, we built this friendship through all of this trauma and happiness. So
it's true.
So if you want, you can follow Miss Holly on Twitter.
I'm sorry, your dogs are just the dogs have been attacking me.
I know they smell
they smell my
cats. Yeah.
You can follow me at Holly Conrad.
I'm at Skydart, and then Jessica.
At Jessica Marizin.
Yeah, at Jessica Marizin. And we'll see you guys soon. Keep an eye on us. We're gonna do some cool stuff. So kisses. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Bye.
See you guys for Crabcast and Pizza and Fortnite.
My hair.
Oh no! Monster dog.